Well, it's December 24th, Christmas Eve. I really should be over with my feet up enjoying a beer and just vegetating, not slogging my ass off working, but here I am. And we've had rain. It's about 95% humidity and the current temperature is 32.4 degrees Celsius and it's only 10:30 in the morning. And when the conditions are like this, the grass grows faster than we can friggin' mow it. Dad and I have been out on both the Toros all morning, and as usual they leave breakdowns for ultimate perfect timing when everything's closing up. This one's just decided to collapse the main pulley bearing on me, and really not what I needed on a day like this. Sometimes you just got to do these things yourself. Oh yeah, she is newt. This has turned out to be a total fucking mess. The bottom bearing's alright, but it's the top bearing has just spat all the balls and in a race out. And you can see the balls are actually running on the spacer. That runs in between the two bearings and it's cut channels in, so how the frig that's happened I have no idea, but luckily I've got one bearing for a sample. One of the tubers wanted to see my Undertree mower in action. I haven't used it for about 3 years. I don't have time to dick around with the slasher, it's too big and clumsy. Bloody machinery. I actually do look after it really well and it very rarely lets me down, but when it does, it's usually at the worst time, like Christmas Eve. I can't get everywhere that sells new bearings is closed now. Too late in the afternoon, so I have to crack this old girl out of retirement. Well Matt, it's your lucky day. I couldn't get bearings for my mower anywhere, so had to get this old girl going again. And got all the troops following me as usual. They don't follow me on the mower for some reason. Eastern cattle egrets, eating all the insects I'm running over. Anyway, Alan just tripped over himself. So this little Undertree mower, it's actually my own creation. What I did was took a standard 6-foot Howard finishing mower, side discharge, and had an offset frame and gearbox made for it. So what that does is let me get right in close to the trees without hitting the cab of the tractor or knocking all the nuts out of the trees. So yeah, it actually works really well. So the main reason I don't use it is this one for starters, it kills my neck. Just keeping an eye on it. Obviously after a lot of hours tends to hurt. Can watch it in the mirror. I do that mostly, but it is very slow. I'm doing 7.5 at the moment, but if I knock it up a gear, take it to about 9 kilometres an hour, it eats through that pretty well. And it just cuts, it's got a beautiful cut, and eats through this long such area quite well. So this grass probably really doesn't look long on camera from up here in the tractor, but let me just show you how long it really is. Got a good 7-8 inches on it. And would you believe that's only 7 days growth? We mowed this last Monday and it's already got nearly 10 inches growth on it. Absolutely unbelievable. It's this frigging Soteria grass. It's a stock feed, so it grows quick. It's not supposed to be an orchard grass, but here it is. Cheeky bugger. Anyway, it's a 540 rated PTO speed, but I actually run it in economy, even though the 1000 lights on. It's actually in economy. Just helps overdrive it a little bit. Get out of the bloody way. I guess I really shouldn't bitch about our grass being long. When you look at my neighbour's grass, it's pretty long in there, but when you look at my other neighbour, theirs is 2 foot high, at least 3 foot almost. But they only mow about 2 or 3 times a year. Yep. I upset them because I stopped mowing. I really can't believe how well this thing's cutting. It's just cutting like a little champ. And the reason that amazes me is it still has the original factory blades on it. I've never put new blades on this thing, and it would have done probably at least 1,000 hours worth of cutting. I can't even remember the last time I sharpened them, but I do have a box of new ones which have been sitting on the bench in the shed for about 2 years now. I broke one on a rock a few years ago, and while I waited for new ones, all I did was weld it back together. And would you believe it's still there? It is a finishing mower though, it's not a slasher, so when you get into really long stuff it starts doing it hard, but it just follows you around like a little dog. Just keep an eye on it in the mirror and keep a safe distance from the trees and it's all good. Well, it's almost beer o'clock time. And Dad has almost caught up to me on the Toro. He's only a few rows away. So, and I'm starting to run low on fuel.